Time to pop
Timmy
the champagne.
was good. Was good.
Episode
Yo,
1. The
did
baby
I ever
is
tell
born.
you? Did I ever tell you before we get into our formal intro? Did I ever tell you about the time that I covered Dwayne Wade's last game? Actually,
You sent me it, I think last week,
last
and
week.
you told
Okay,
me
so
you actually forgot that you was there.
I forgot I was there until like we were talking about last week in the pilot of this show, which we're gonna
Yeah.
actually have the organized version so that people could follow along. But first, I forgot that I was at that game because I was looking through my
How do
YouTube
you
channel.
forget you had such a momentous game?
I was
Clearly,
looking through my
your life is so great.
I was looking through my YouTube channel and I was like, dude, I forgot that I was there. It was it was 2 years ago. 2 years ago, the end of the
2017?
18-19 season.
Yeah.
It's
Oh no. Yeah. 89.
because it was
Yeah.
before Jimmy got there, so 18-19
Yeah.
season. And I was like, how did I not bring this up last week? So yeah, no, I
You
covered.
clearly have a lot of great moments in your basketball life, and you just forget that you were there. Yeah, Pat Riley heard the races. I love you, Riley. Like clearly, that's like the bottom 10 of your life, and you can't remember that.
I've done a lot of different things, but yeah. So I got the video of Pat Riley hugging Dwayne Wade and Dwayne Wade telling him I love him. That's on my YouTube. Gabrielle Union was there. She looked great. Dwayne Wade was there. Melo was there. Joe Budden was there.
Got represented, yes.
You know, so I got a lot of different stuff on video. I remember Dwayne Wade came out in the press conference. He had like the gold suit on. You probably seen video of this.
Yeah.
Somebody asked him like, "All right, so what are you gonna do now that you're retired?" And Dwayne's like, "You see my suit? I'm gonna go party." You know what I'm saying? Like,
you better turn up and pop some champagne.
He had a gold suit. He had some expensive ass shoes on, whatever. You know, D Wade was being D Wade, so that was cool. But yeah, so let's get into the show. It's episode 1. You know what I'm saying? The Bahamarican Boys from Nassau, Bahamas. That's Timmy Bain. From New York City, Timmay Bain. That's right, Timmay. Yeah.
I never used to watch South Park. I never watched South Park. But
you never seen South Park?
I did, but I didn't watch it until people started telling me, like random people in the primary school, like be like Timmay. I'd be like, what you talking about? You know? So I had to watch it.
And yeah, I gotta say, yo, it's a good show for real. And from New York City, I'm Bryan Fonseca. We are the Bahamarican Boys. Welcome to Bahamarico. That's what we're gonna call it every time you come.
I like that. Welcome to Bahamarico. Welcome to my air horn. Dun, 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 dun.
We need an air horn for sure. But today it's a simple, straightforward show. It's very sporty for people who are coming here looking for the sports stuff, because we're going to venture off into a lot of different things, sports entertainment wise. Monday is a sports show. You wake up in the morning and we're gonna have you right here. What we're gonna do today is very simple, as it says on the bottom. If you're watching, and you should be watching, Bahamarican Boys episode 1, Heat opening month grade. So we've been about 1 month or so into the NBA season, and we're going to give out
so fast.
That's true. It's going by very fast. We're going to give out our grades of the 5 core players, 5 for 5 reasons, I suppose. The 5 core players, we're going to give them our grades. We're going to be wide. This is like Miami Heat University. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We're going to be the professors here, and I'm going to be a little more forgiving than my philosophy professor in college, one that I wanted to strangle. Oh my God, I hated him. I hated him so much. College was rough, but we got through it. But Timmy, let's start with our point guard that we're going to discuss today, Kyle Lowry. Kyle Lowry is the first guy that we're going to be sort of grading here. Some of the numbers are on the bottom of the screen, but we're gonna give you that anyway.
So you look at basically 13, 7, and 5.
Yeah, basically 13, 7, and 5. Only shooting 42%, 33% from 3, over 90% from the free throw line, which is very encouraging so far. But we're going to get into that a little bit. Timmy, you give him the first grade. You start us off with Kyle Lowry.
I wish I could split this defense and offense. I got to grade him as a whole. I give him a 8, maybe a 7.5, just because we need a bit more scoring. I think because of Jimmy being out and Duncan slump in the last 2 or 3 days, he's actually been appearing more. Seeing the difference he's made in our offense, I liken it to CP3 and the Suns last year. People saying, "Oh, he's like the offense isn't good because the hog, Aiden won't focus." We saw what Chris Paul did. He went there, he organized the offense, he motivated Aiden through his words, and he basically forced Aiden, "You were gonna roll, you're gonna roll, you can pop," and he's in his air. So what you and me spoke about this. Lowry we saw what Lowry basically said in his first press conference. He gets players paid. We saw what Lowry did with Siakam, so it's my hope that Lowry has the same effect on Bam. The way he's organized his offense, how he and it's crazy. We always talk about the Heat pace, the Heat pace. He is at 25th in pace in the league, but with the eye test, we can see the Heat are playing faster, but it's not like under control. It's not the old Warriors with Donnie Nelson or the Warriors or the Suns 7 seconds or less. But Heat are playing with I like to call it smart pace, like the little push aheads. Jimmy, I don't know how Jimmy jumps. Good thing Jimmy had rest. Jimmy's jumping almost to the rim to catch these balls like a football player.
Yeah.
So I would actually give Lowry a 10 if he could just get that three up a bit higher, because 33 is below league average. No, and we know he's a gunner, but it's just how simple it is. Like the threat of the pull up three, how he just knows how to get everybody in their place. And I'll bring up the tiny bad side of Lowry when we get back to Duncan. I think what's hurting Duncan is how he's getting the shots now. I think that's what hurting Duncan.
So with Kyle, I actually went letters, by the way. You went numbers, I went letters with the grade. So
sorry.
I went. Nah, all good. Just keep it that way. I went a little old school.
So my A was actually be a B. So that's since we get numbers, that'll be a B.
Okay, so for Kyle Lowry, I went B plus, and here's why I didn't go A. Although I think you can make the argument for an A, absolutely. I went B plus for a couple different reasons. One, his 3.1 turnovers per game are tied for the highest of his career, which he had 2 years ago when he was with the Toronto Raptors. It's not a bad thing. Again, I'm just giving you the sort of nitpicky-ish why I didn't go higher,
right.
Kind of like the professors used to do to you, you know what I'm saying, during like parent-teacher conference in high school. Or did they have parent-teacher conference in high school? In middle school, probably. High school.
But for me, it was high school, yeah.
I don't remember bringing my parents to shit in high school, but that's another story for another day. The shooting, look, picked up a lot during that Clippers game because that fourth quarter.
Yeah, that fourth quarter, that was ridiculous. I actually got upset. I cut the game off. I turned on 2K. I'm like, I'm not watching this game anymore. We're gonna lose. I had to see the tweets. Yeah, I cut it off.
So I powered through. And I was actually playing 2K during the game. So that was funny. But yeah, no, I had glanced over and then I paused the game because Kyle Lowry was going crazy. That to me is like if I had to summarize Kyle Lowry's first month with the Heat, that moment is the one that stands out to me the most. But overall, the shooting has been a struggle. I'm not worried about it per se, though, because that's going to come specifically from the 3-point line. He's getting good looks, which is good. This is a big one for me. The 1.8 free throw attempts per game. He's a little older now, obviously, so you're not expecting it.
He is terrified of the rim.
He's not driving in there, getting contact, going to the line. Typically, he'll double that. Like, he'll be 3.5 times per game. You want to see that at around 2.5, 3. Because on the team he's on now, he doesn't really need to sort of, damn, it's going down wherever you're at right now, I got to say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I'm a baby christening, so pardon the vibes.
Yeah. No, it's a party over here. You know what I'm saying? But 1.5 free throw attempts per game. That's a big one for me. That's the lowest ever that he's had by far. So Kyle Lowry gets a B plus for me. I think he's doing a great job with the hit ahead passes that we've talked about, that we've heard Ethan talk about on 5 on the Floor. I think that he's doing a great job just running the show and being a point guard. That's why the grade is high. If I had to nitpick, it's really just the free throw line attempts and the shooting. But I do think those things are going to sort of come and level out. But we're only talking about the first month for right now. All right. Second player. We're going to go right to the top with Jimmy Butler, because this is one that I don't think you or I need to spend a ton of time on this point.
Jimmy, hey, JMVP.
Yeah, JMVP.
Yeah,
so,
like
Jim VP is what.
5 and 5. And it's crazy. When we were younger, we used to always rate the great players as 25 and 5. And if you actually look at the number, there's a short list of guards and wings actually the 25 and 5. You're talking the LeBrons, the Grant Hills, the Wades, the Kobe. So that's rare air of a wing who gets 2 boards, who gets 2 assists, who scores for you, and people like to say, "Oh, Jimmy isn't a scorer because he can't shoot." But he is picking his spots. We spoke about it.
Yeah.
With Lowry really taking over the ball handling, Jimmy could focus off like attacking off the dribble, attacking off a little post up. So it's surprising. I just hope he comes back soon, because that ankle, he missed his first season. He missed like the first week between his daughter being born and the ankle. So and Jimmy has been known to miss a lot of games. Not to say he's injury prone or anything, just some things happen, you know. So
As
I think
Yeah, as of this recording, I'll just point that out since you mentioned the ankle. As of this recording, he's questionable for the Oklahoma City Thunder
Kansas City
game
game,
Monday.
yeah,
To be honest with you, I don't think that he should play in the
yeah.
Oklahoma
I
City
don't think we
Thunder
need him.
game.
Not with
I
how
don't
Herro
think
is playing. Yeah,
yeah. I think, and just to touch on Jimmy before I toss it to you for your grade, career highs across the board so far, though it's very early, but his 9.8 box plus minus as of this recording is among the tops in the NBA. He's top 5, I think, in box plus minus, offensive box plus minus, defensive box plus minus. And is also getting to the free throw line at,
leading the league in steals again.
yeah, the free throw line stuff. He's not being deterred by the officiating in the way
Right,
that some of his
and that
peers
shows
have.
you he actually is being fouled, and he doesn't. One thing I respect about him, I love that he doesn't complain. Like he gets fouled, he doesn't. Okay, he's not this. No, he might mention to the ref, hey,
Yeah, he rarely
you so
complains though, by
yeah.
comparison.
So,
So
so
your
I
grade for
respect that.
Jimmy Butler so far? I
A
could guess, but
plus,
yeah, A
A
plus. Yeah,
plus, hundred
yeah,
percent. Like he did what I expected. I didn't expect from the actually average 2023. Like I was expecting like 18, 19. I expected the steals and assists, but the 23, I'm like, whoa, okay, you scoring, like you,
yeah,
yeah. So A plus
yeah.
for sure.
A
What
plus
about
for
you?
me also. A plus for me also because of the career highs across the board. Career highs in a lot of different categories so far. Again, it's only 1 month, so you can question how sustainable it is, and obviously you would want him to be healthy. But so far, yes, he's an MVP candidate. Uh, Box plus minus, win shares per 48, offensive rating, points per game, points per 36, all the best that he's had throughout his career so far. He's missed a couple games now, so we'll see with that ankle. But at the end
And
of the day,
he's
it's a
getting
sprain.
better, but like Wade Love is wine. He's getting better with age.
Yeah,
Jimmy did that thing in the bubble where people thought like, okay, Jimmy is washed. Like he's 32.
yeah.
He's 32. Like he's not. We have LeBron. Like yes, LeBron is a freaking nature, so he's able to do what he does at his age. But
And
32, 33 is a good prime. Yeah.
And he's so good that like the 3-point shooting is not something that I'll really harp on because
And
it's like
I've not heard one person complain about this whole season yet.
yeah,
I've not
because
heard any
it's
complaints.
he's not somebody that's never really been his game. He's had decent seasons from there, like where he's been average or above league average or whatever the
Yeah,
case may
yeah.
be. But he does everything else well to very well to
Very
excellent.
well.
So
Yes.
it's
And
and the
consistently as well
playmaking
too.
and the playmaking continues to get better. So yeah, he's got to be an A plus to this point, and we'll see when he gets back on the floor, and we move on from there. Our third player here, we're gonna go with Tyler Herro. Tyler Tuesday seemed to be back
Yeah, I think
because
so. I knew it was back when I saw Jimmy actually because Jimmy didn't post a lot last season. I said Jimmy
yeah,
like, yeah, they back on the road. They back
right.
together again.
Yeah, so we're gonna get Tyler Herro, career highs across the board. Another one, all-star level production so far, and as you can see at the bottom, typed it up there: 21 and a half points per game, 5.6 rebounds per game, about 4 assists on 46, 37, 86 shooting splits. The 2.6 offensive box plus minus, by the way, is second on the team behind Jimmy Butler, I believe. Bam Adebayo actually might be second, but he's in the top 3 with both of those guys. So right now the usage rate 28.1 is the highest, and his minutes per game is around 33. So he's been a super sub. He started the last couple games, but 6-man of the year running away with it right now. So Timmy, your grade for Tyler Herro is?
I gotta give him an A. I expected. I believe the hype. I believe that he put on more weight. I like what I saw in the preseason, like he was able, and I saw some shout out to Brady. I saw some comparisons of how he actually elevated on this shot, and you could see is like his core was much better. So I bought a lot into the hype, but I thought it was at least maybe 18 bucks. I think when Clarkson won, it was like 18 bucks off the bench. So I said, okay, maybe Herro will give like 18 points. I really like that 37 from three because his three-point shooting was really bad last. Not bad, but below what I'm used to. The 46 for the type of shots he takes, I like because we talked about how the drop killed Miami. Like once a team plays in the drop, no one wants to take mid-range shots. But Tyler takes like the off balance, leaning in your face, the side setbacks, and it's only 46%. Like I play a lot of fantasy, so I have some guards like Adebayo shooting like under 40%. So seeing that here what Herro does, and I thought this is great. Like I did not expect this. So A for sure.
We agree again. I gave Tyler Herro an A also. I think that he's risen up a level that I expected to, and in some ways is even past what I expected at this point. You bring up RJ Barrett, which is interesting because those discussions are getting real interesting between
Yep.
Heat and Knicks fans.
I like
I'm
the
going.
rivalry coming back.
I really like Tyler Hero. I love RJ Barrett, and I think that both of those guys are going to have very good seasons. So I'm going to be diplomatic and leave that there. But as far as Tyler Hero,
well,
why
RJ is the centerpiece of my fantasy team. So I need RJ to play good to win this money. So
RJ's going to be good, man. So with Tyler Hero, the reason why I don't go A plus, and I almost went A minus, is because defensively,
yeah,
it's still a little bit shaky at times. There were a couple different times where he was guarding Donovan Mitchell in their game against Utah. That
my heart dropped. Like I was
yeah,
at the bar watching the game. I was like, oh no! I literally said verbally out loud, oh no. So
yeah,
that's why
there.
I also
So and that right there, people like that encapsulates sort of the Tyler Hero defensive experience right now. If you look up some of the advanced metrics, they're about the same, and that matches up with the eye test. I think if you want to say he's gotten a little better, okay, I'm not going to fight you on it necessarily, but there's still a lot of room for improvement, and room for improvement is a good thing. Let's all remember Tyler Hero is still like 21 years old or something like
yeah.
that. He's a very, very young father. You know what I'm
Like
saying? So
he's younger than most of these guys who just got drafted.
yeah, yeah. So still a little shaken too easily defensively. The shot selection now, you mentioned the 46% from field goal, which is very good, and you want that to stay there. He's making a lot of tough shots. So, and these two things tie in together. What I see is he's making a lot of tough shots, but at the same time, when those shots don't go in, I'd like to see him get to the free throw line more because he's
Yeah.
gonna have his games where he's 6 for 16 or 5 for 14 or 7 for 19 or 4 for 13, whatever. And he's only getting to the free throw line. I have it up right here about 3 times per 36 minutes, less than 3 times per game.
Yeah.
Right. And he's a very good free throw shooter. He's like an 83, 84% career free throw shooter. So I want to see that go up a bit, and I think he'll be a more complete scorer. I think that's sort of the next step in his development
Yeah.
is to
A lot
really
of
get that
times
free throw
he
rate up.
fades away from contact. And he
Yeah,
passes it out like so I agree. I'd like to see him get to the line a bit more.
yeah. So Jimmy, he's gonna. I think that's something he'll probably get that out of him at some point. But you want to see him get to the line like about 4 or 5 times per game because he's somebody who shoots 84% from the free throw line for his
Right.
career. And he's going to be an 80, 85, maybe even 90% free throw shooter for most of the time. Next up, fourth on the list, we have Bam Adebayo, the big man. Bam,
Edris.
Bam, no ceiling, as Greg Sylvander calls him on this
Yeah, no,
network.
yeah.
And one of my favorite players to watch in the NBA. He's in my top 3, 5, whatever. He's one of my absolute favorites. So, Timmy, your grade for Bam Adebayo?
I feel like I'm nitpicking, but B plus.
B
B
plus.
plus.
Okay.
Yeah. I love 1911. I like the every year. So he's averaging just about a point one last year.
Mm-hmm.
I think he can get to a block per game. For some reason, I don't know if it's DNA or if it's SPO, but we still switch so much. Like I didn't expect the Heat to switch this much this season. And sometimes I'd be like, why are we switching? This is the reason why we brought Tucker. Like, you don't have to switch. So I could see maybe it's getting at least a block a game. I actually didn't know he's averaging this much rebounds. This last week was 13, so like it's still early. Sometimes Bounce looks like he's tentative too much. Like, okay, he has the ball. I like when he goes up for his middies. He's hitting them, but he fades too much. I've not seen him miss a midi when he goes straight up. But sometimes against say like a Gobert or bigger, like maybe Drummond, he's fading on those midi and it always misses. Like he's not going at all. So really from a stats point of view, this is perfect as a centerpiece, as a max player, and 25 max player. It's perfect. I just want to see him a bit more. Like no one, like Draymond told him, like take these dudes off the dribble. Like they can't guard you, bro. Like take it to the rim. Like look at Giannis. Giannis doesn't care. He will go to the rim. Like the game 6 against the Celtics in the bubble. I honestly thought that we were going to go to game 7 in the Celtics game. And then like Bam just realized like Tice can't guard me. Like it literally was a 5 minute stretch of Bam saying this German can't guard me. Like they say my level. So I would like to see Bam like it literally was. I said okay, it's gonna be a game 7. Let me calm down, pressure down, and Bam just realized like this play can't guard me. Like, he just spread for like 4 minutes and he fouled them out. So I'd like to see more. And I guess I understand Bam only 6'9", so some basically too big for him. But yeah, man, like, just take him to the rim. At worst, you get in the future line. You are pretty good future through that.
Yeah, yeah. So you hit on a couple of things. Excuse me. The middies in particular, those mid-range jumpers. I got some stuff for that. So let's go into it. First off, my grade for him is an A-. So I'm a little bit higher, but we're in the same. We're in the same ballpark. I have a feeling we're going to be in the same ballpark for the next and last person, but we'll get to that in a second. Now I love that he's showing less hesitation this year. The field goal percentages are the field goal shooting attempts rather are up. He's at a career high in that regard, but he's shooting more mid-range jumpers, which is good. I have that down. I want to see him hit the mid-range jumper more, which we're about to get to right now. 14 field goal attempts per game. That's the most that he's had. He's shooting 50% from the field, lower, but again, shooting more from outside the painted area. So you're expecting that to drop a little bit. 50% is still good. If you want that to be rather in that 52, 53 percentile, like, sure, I wouldn't fight you on that, but that's
I'm pretty fine for someone to attempt. Yeah, I'm fine with 50.
Yeah, like half the shots he puts up, they go in. Okay, cool, right? Like we can just simplify that way. 13% of Bam's field goals this year are coming from 16 feet through the three, like up to the 3-point line, because he hasn't attempted a three yet. 13% of his field goal attempts. Okay, that's the most of his career. So is this. 26% of his field goal attempts this year between 10 and 16 feet are coming between 10 and 16 feet. Another career high. He's shooting 45.5% on mid-range jumpers, 16 feet and beyond. So those deep middies that he's pulling, 45.5% there. Okay. Only 39% from 10 to 16 feet.
I can believe that because he fades for every single one.
And that's where we're getting to now. This is where it gets more interesting, right? And to your point, a lot of them, that's because they've been fadeaways or they've been very quick, like very quick into the shot clock. Which you like the aggression, but you want to see him go straight up a little bit more. The big thing for me is this. Between shots of 3 and 10 feet, he's shooting 18.9%. That's it. Whoa. That was crazy when I saw it. It was per basketball reference. 18.9%. That's what I saw.
Bad.
And that's where 38% of his twos are coming from. So in that in-between range from between the basket and that true mid-range area, that's where you're seeing a lot of the fading away and the contesting because it's, it gets grimy down there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like it's very tough to put up efficient jumpers there. And it also tells you that he may also be getting hacked a bunch and not getting the calls when he's down there. His free throw attempts are up, by the way, which is something that I love. He's getting to the line a lot. But as of right now, and yes, the block shots, you want to see him get at least 1.2, something along the lines. I think he can do even better than that, but he's not quite getting that yet. But okay, the big thing for me, though, is what I just mentioned. Again, shooting 18.9% per basketball.
Yeah, that's concerning.
Between 3 and 10 feet. I think it's going to level out. It's not going to stay there all year.
Yeah.
But that just means like a little less fading away, a little more straight up. But the scoring, the count, the rebounds, the assists, the raw numbers are very good. I think the assists are going to go up too. He had like 7 assists a game against Utah. Like, high post Bam, love it.
Yeah, it's like 2 possessions back to back. He just pass.
Yeah.
Pass. Hero.
Yeah.
That was delicious.
Yeah, and then Rudy caught on and then tipped one away. But look, like you can do those things with Bam. Like he's one of the best passing centers in the league. He should be in the position to make those plays. But yeah, so with Bam for me, it's the shooting, and I think that's going to improve. Obviously, he's working at it, and the point is he's doing it right. Like we've talked a lot. We've talked about like on different sort of platforms. Ben Simmons is not shooting. It's not that he can't shoot or whatever. It's that he won't shoot. Bam is shooting. Bam is taking the shots.
Like Giannis. Giannis missed like a bunch of free throws he would not stop.
Yeah. So these are all good signs. And I think he's the person where like at the end of the year we could easily be talking about A+. But we'll see. Oh, we might do another check-in next month, our 2-month grades where we're a third into the season. But yeah, we'll save that. Okay. We saved the most controversial one for last. That is Duncan Robinson, who has sparked a lot of heat Twitter debate, ire. And Timmy, I mean, you can start us off here. What's your grade for Duncan Robinson?
You might think I'm Russell Westbrook with all these Crips and I'm showing up. And I shout out to but I'll give him a C because
Okay.
there's no way you 35, 33, and 63. You are
I thought
paid
you
to
were
do
gonna go
what?
lower. I'm a little surprised. I'm a
Yeah.
little surprised you're a C. I
So
thought you were gonna go lower.
I was actually going to be at a D if it wasn't for the Utah game. So
Okay.
yeah, the Utah game, like he basically saved our ass. Like it would have been really bad. The free
Career
throws,
season high 22 points, by the way.
yeah, six threes. Like there's
Hmm.
no way you are a shooter. You should be shooting 63% from free throw line. I don't care if it's a small attempt. Like, they're easy. They're free. I think Ethan might mention this, but I think Pat's comment got there. When speaking about if Duncan wants to finish, go in the bathroom. Like, so I don't know if Duncan is like pressing, like, okay, I have to be like this amazing shooter to have a chance to play in the fourth. I was at the game against Charlotte. I'm like, Duncan just his misses are horrible. Like, I'm used to Duncan misses being like just rimming out. The misses are bad. Like, he's hitting the back of the rim, the side of the rim. He's rushing. And I think, so my personal opinion, I think is he used to all these DHOs running around, but now he has to get his jumpers off of. He actually is pretty bad at the corner. I didn't realize that. His corner numbers are horrible.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of corner kickouts, a lot of off the screens. So I don't know if the like I said, the recipe for his threes are different. It's different now, so maybe that's why he's in his head.
Yeah.
But yeah, and my simple fix to get an A is just hit shots. Like I like what he's doing, rebounds. He had a lot of like fourth quarter blocks. Like I love everything else. But we're paying you to shoot. We lost a lot of shooters in the offseason. Shooters just came back, and I don't actually think Shooters is a shooter. I think he's a player who can shoot, which is different. Duncan's our only real shooter on the team. So if you are the only shooter, you're being paid to be the only shooter. You have to hit shots. Simple as that.
Yeah. I mean, as you know, I'm in New York, so I'm in Big East world. So I've seen Max Strus up close when he was in college, and he's definitely much more than just a shooter. He can shoot. He's not the Duncan Robinson type of shooter, but that's the thing. He could do more than that. And he was a damn good college player at DePaul. Anyway, Bam. I mean Bam. Duncan Robinson. I gave him a D plus. So I actually went a little bit lower than you. I gave him
I can
a
understand.
D plus, D for Duncan, I suppose. Before the Utah game where he had 6 threes, and he had 22 points, which was his sort of breakout game. And to me, it takes more than one game to break a slump. So we'll see going forward. I mean, shit. If he's going to have open looks, that Oklahoma City game
That's
tonight,
that's the perfect slump buster. Yeah.
yeah. If you want to do a little 7 for 10, you know what I'm saying? Like you're gonna have the opportunity and the looks to do that, and Eric Spoelstra is gonna want him to continue shooting. 33% from the field, 31% from three before the Utah game. Okay, so before he had that one performance, it was obviously much lower. 104 offensive rating so far. And that's noteworthy to me because in his initial breakout season, the Heat, when they went to the finals, his offensive rating was 122 in the 2019-2020 season. So you're talking about an 18-point drop off from then. And even last year, he was at a 113, which is pretty significant, in terms of the drop off there. So right now, he's off to a bad start. His on-off plus minus is a plus 1.1. The last couple seasons, it was 11.7 and then 5.1. So you're getting a look at like just how, in terms of like the numbers, how they look. And then in watching him, you can sort of see the fear sometimes, or the second guessing rather. I don't want to call it fear.
I'm not used to him. I've seen him recatch the ball.
Yeah.
For like 3 seconds, then shoot. I'm used to him just catching it and just letting it fly.
Yeah. And like you're seeing bad clanks. Like uncharacteristic of a knockdown.
He looks like me out there. Like I would know that with NBA players. Like in pickup, I hit my shots. I'm like a Draymond with a jumper in pickup. But if I'm out there with 7 footers, I might hesitate a bit. But he goes to just like catch a ball and just like fly.
And I've heard analysts talk about the imposter syndrome that he discussed. Like, wow, I'm guarding LeBron James in the finals. Like he's talked about on, I think, his podcast or JJ Redick's, whichever one. Yeah. So, like, maybe that's still sort of a factor playing in his head. Like, he can't believe he got all this money. That's sort of the next level of this, right? And I will say this. If there's any organization who could sort of make him or break him at this point, it's gonna be Miami. Like they're gonna be like, yo, dog, like you have to understand you're one of the best shooters in the world. No more this Williams College and Michigan bullshit. Like you here now, you know what I'm saying? So they're talking to him. He had the big game against Utah at Utah, which there's a joke in there somewhere, and we'll see going forward what he does. But yeah, those are our player grades. Comment, be nice or be respectful. You know what I mean? Just be easy.
Be a decent human being.
Right. If you're cool, I'll respond. We could talk about it, whatever, agree, disagree, whatever. At Timmay with an underscore.
Yeah, so the next time this is the first episode, so I'll put my actual ad in next time.
Yeah, we'll do that for episode 2. And then for me, it's my ads right there on Instagram and Twitter. Don't send me any Instagram DMs though. That's kind of weird. You can do that on Twitter all day though.
Yeah.
That's it. That's episode 1. Timmy, you have any last words before
just tune in? I enjoyed this, but I'm gonna try episode 2 even more. So let's tune in for the next one.
Yes, the next one is going to be non-sports, so it's going to be probably more fun for some people. But we have a lot to get into. Thank you to everyone. This has been the Bahamarican Boys, episode 1.
Welcome to Bahamarico.
Yeah, welcome to Bahamarico, and we are sending you off. We'll be back on Thursday with some entertainment, some Narcos talk, and Insecurity. So stay tuned for that. We'll be back in a few days. Peace.